Jesus chooses his 12 disciples. In those days, Jesus went out to a mountain to pray, continuing all night in prayer to God. As dawn breaks, a new chapter is about to begin. Jesus standing on the mountain, looking down at the valley where his disciples are gathered. When it was day, Jesus called his disciples and chose 12 of them to be his apostles. As the disciples reach Jesus, he warmly embraces them and introduces each to the camera. Simon, whom he also named Peter, and his brother Andrew. James and John, sons of Zebedee. Philip and Bartholomew. Matthew and Thomas. James, the son of Alphaeus, and Simon called Zelotes. Judas, the brother of James, and Judas Iscariot, who would later betray me. Jesus came down from the mountain with his chosen disciples, standing together before a great multitude. People came from all over to hear his teachings and be healed of their diseases. Those troubled by unclean spirits were healed, and the whole multitude sought to touch him, for a power emanated from Jesus that healed them all. Jesus, lifting his eyes to his disciples, he began to speak, "Blessed are you, my chosen ones, yours is the kingdom of God. Blessed are you who are poor, for you shall inherit the kingdom of God. Blessed are you who hunger now, for you shall be filled. Blessed are you who weep now, for you shall laugh. But woe unto you who are rich, for you have received your consolation. Woe unto you who are full, for you shall hunger. Woe unto you who laugh now, for you shall mourn and weep. Blessed are you when men shall hate you, and when they shall separate you from their company, and shall reproach you and cast out your name as evil, for the Son of Man's sake. Rejoice in that day and leap for joy, for behold, your reward is great in heaven, for in the same way, their fathers treated the prophets who came before. But I say to you who hear me now, love your enemies, do good to them who hate you, bless those who curse you, and pray for those who despitefully use you. If someone strikes you on one cheek, offer the other also, and if someone takes away your cloak, do not withhold your coat as well. Give to everyone who asks of you, and from him who takes away your goods, do not ask them back. And as you would have men do to you, do the same to them. For if you love those who love you, what thanks do you have? Even sinners love those who love them. And if you do good to those who do good to you, what thanks do you have? Even sinners do the same. But love your enemies, do good, and lend, hoping for nothing in return, and your reward shall be great, and you shall be the children of the highest, for he is kind unto the unthankful and the evil. Be merciful, as your Father in heaven is merciful. Judge not, and you shall not be judged. Condemn not, and you shall not be condemned. Forgive, and you shall be forgiven. Give, and it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, shall men give into your bosom. For with the same measure that you meet withal, it shall be measured to you again. Can the blind lead the blind? Shall they not both fall into the ditch? Remember, a disciple is not above his master, but everyone that is perfect shall be as his master. Why do you see the speck in your brother's eye, but fail to notice the beam in your own eye? How can you say to your brother, "Let me remove the speck from your eye," when you yourself do not see the beam in your own eye? You hypocrite! First, remove the beam from your own eye, and then you will see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's eye. A good tree does not bear corrupt fruit, nor does a corrupt tree bear good fruit. For every tree is known by its own fruit. For men do not gather figs from thorns, nor do they gather grapes from a bramble bush. A good man, out of the good treasure of his heart, brings forth good things, and an evil man, out of the evil treasure of his heart, brings forth evil things. For out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Why do you call me Lord, Lord, and not do the things that I say? Whoever comes to me, hears my sayings, and does them, I will show you to whom he is like. He is like a man who built his house, dug deep, and laid the foundation on a rock. When the flood arose, the stream beat vehemently against that house, but it could not shake it, for it was founded on a rock. But he who hears and does not do is like a man who built his house without a foundation. When the flood arose, the stream beat vehemently against that house, and immediately it fell, and the ruin of that house was great. And so, Jesus chose his 12 disciples, teaching them the ways of love, compassion, and forgiveness, with hearts filled with faith. They were ready to spread his message to the world.